have in Nigeria. But this one is special because a lot of people come all over from Europe to attend of all the festivals we have, because there's a bridge between our culture and Western culture and all other forms of culture all over the world. So you just relax and grab more, and then don't be worried about this dressing because it's part of the festival, and the festival is currently going on now. So I'm here in the UK, so I can be part of it, but I'm following it and trying to live the memory as we also live the whole experience of the election that is going on. So I'm going to use software which is ArcGIS, and I'm going to just go through it, and then afterwards, if you have questions or any other things you can ask me. Okay, so I can send you the link. I'm going to share this on Twitter afterwards, and then I can share the link with people who are here. Let's make it full screen, view, full screen. Okay, so Calabar Festival, the paper I'm writing on will be to argue that this festival is an expose of an African cultural mosaic. And the first thing you have to say is, where is Calabar? That is the first thing you want to locate. So this is Calabar, and Calabar is a city or a mega city. You will have heard of Lagos, you will have heard about Abuja, but Calabar is the third mega city in Nigeria, and I just snapped that. And why is it so special? A lot of people go to that side because we have beautiful sites there, like the waterfall, and we have the botanical garden, the museum. So when you visit there, and then we have the slave museum where they have some leftover of the experience, and then we have the drill rehabilitation center to keep some monkeys, and then we have the national park with elephants and all other animals that are friendly. And then we have all the waterfall. There are 2 waterfalls in Calabar, and then we have the Tinapa Riverside Hotel where you can lodge. This looks like somewhere where you can lodge, and have a good time. So, and then we also have this historical site, which is the Duke's Town Church, as the first church that was built by the missionary when they entered Calabar, and Calabar close to the ocean. So Calabar was like a direct pathway to ship the slaves, but also to evangelize. Now the major venue is the Calabar Museum, which we call the Asian Museum or Stadium. That's the major venue for the festival. But there are still other places where the festival will take place. And if you ask me, I would say all the streets across Calabar. That's all across. So we take a look at how that would take place and how that used to happen. So let me just take a quick historical survey of what the festival or how it started. It was actually started in 2004 by the governor of the state. And then the purpose is, having been to all other parts of the world, it tried to realize that we have to showcase our own cultural heritage. We have to project ourselves in a way beyond the way media project us. And then we have to allow the younger people to also express themselves. And we have to tell our own stories from our own African perspective. And that is the essence, the purpose. And then the goal of the festival would be to ensure that there will be competition. Young people can display their talents, but there will be major what we can say bands that will compete among themselves to be able to actually come up with who will emerge as the winner, And then I will just start with this. I don't know whether it is sound attached to this. It would be good to just hear something apart from my voice. Do we have the audio connected, Dr. Edward? Oh, it's not. Okay. So you'll have seen that, and the first thing is it's now 15 years Calabar Festival started. Online you will see a lot of documentaries and people trying to say what is it all about, because they see people dancing on the street, they see some people dressed in different color, they see people dancing and doing all sort of things on virtually all the roads of Calabar, and people coming from all other states, from all other parts of Africa, rushing into Calabar to say what's going on. So a lot of documentaries. You can find that on YouTube, and I just actually take this. But the question we've been asking, like I try to do a little bit of web mining to actually ask the question, what are people saying about Calabar Festival and what is it all about? And some people will say, it's all about explosion of bright color, because all you see is people just dressing in colors, and just like multicolor, and that looks strange. And then some people will say, no, it's all about, we can say it's Festival of Colors. And then some will say it's actually the biggest street party that could ever be witnessed, because you just see everybody like going gaga. The word gaga, going crazy on the road, and anything goes at this point. No police cannot arrest anybody for anything. And then it's actually a Christmas carnival for some people, because the carnival is always during the festive period. And some people argue that since we used to start from the 1st of every December to the 31st of every December, that looks amazing. So some people say it seems like the longest tourism event in Africa. So you can just be there every day. There are a lot of new things to see. And some people say, since they see a lot of white people, and they used to be happy when they see white people in Nigeria, in Africa, that we used to be excited. So they say, it attracts a lot of people. And they say, no, there's the Africa's largest international carnival. And okay, let's move on. What's the structure of the carnival? Because you just see people on the streets. Actually, it has a structure. And the first thing is the carnival has been divided into 4 parts, and that's the structure it used to take every year. The 1st of December to the 10th of December, every 1st, we call it the Millennium Week. And that week is actually for people. The first thing that happens is the governor will open the ceremony. There will be a theme for every year's carnival. This year's carnival, the theme is humanity. And whatever you want to do, the way you want to dress, the way you want, anything you want to do must reflect the theme. And you can see the previous years, 2018, Africanism, 2017, migration and climate change. And that has to be based on what they're also talking about in the international academic community, because as of 2017, the world is so worried about migration, so they want to actually educate the people and also use the medium of entertainment. So the teams are always strategic. And after the opening of the team, various film houses and clubs and everything, they allow them in the first week to do whatever they like, so you can make your choice. The second week is actually called the sport week. So people come all over Africa, competition, clubs, football, boat regatta, and the golf tournament. And then throughout that week, and they'll be featuring that on the TV. And then the third week is actually, we call it Tinapal Family Festival. And because it's like from the end of the second week, 17th to 24th. Sorry, I made a mistake with that. So 24, and then it's close to Christmas. So it's a family period. So they have places where they will allow people to come in free without paying, and they can see all sorts of dances that has been sponsored by the government. And this one is not like streets. It's just, you come to the concert, you attend, and you see professionals, dancers showcasing their talent. Then the week that people love so much is the fourth week, that you can just, is the week, every day has its own event. So the 26th of December, every 26th, we call it the Cultural Carnival Day. And on that day, every culture, we have 250 languages in Nigeria, and then we have various cultures. We have 3 major tribes and 100 plus minor tribes. So everyone have their own unique form of dressing, their own unique way of thinking. So all of them come to the road. It's actually, there's no concert. So take any road you like and do whatever you like. So we have the Igbo displaying their own here. I just make a clip. And then the next day, 27th, bikers and all sorts of things. So come, if you have bike, if you have a power bike or any form, and whatever skill you can display. So people stay on the road, and sometimes you see some people stand on the bike and moving like that. Sometimes some people say they use juju, and some people say it's a skill that they have acquired. So I just make a clip from this particular guy who is actually drinking beer and riding and doing all sorts of crazy thing. The next day, we call it the Battle of the Bands. So I talk about the bands at the beginning. Now that we have 5 major bands, and I will tell you that these bands are actually like they prepare throughout the year just to be able to win. So the first, you can see them, they're in colors. We have 5 in different colors. The first one is the Master Blaster Band, and you can see that comes from reggae, which is, and they used to wear orange color, that's their color. And then the next one is Passion 4 Band. So that is green. I don't know why that is all about passion. And the next one will be the Freedom Band. So the yellow band, that's the yellow color is theirs. So once you see anybody, so the band you are supporting, you dress in that color. And for people who are not supporting the yellow band, you wear something that does not have yellow. I don't belong to yellow band. And then we have the Bayside color, or they wear color blue, the Bayside band. And the last but not the least, we call it the Seagull Band, which is the red people. So dress in your band color, but the purpose is whatever you want to do, your dressing, your costume, everything must reflect the theme, because the judges will be able to evaluate every band based on the theme. So you dress and you develop, you can come up with all sorts of things. So the battle begins, and everyone trying to outdo the other person based on what you can do. So you can go on any form of beat. While the red band is trying to outdo, the green say, no, we will not take the last place. And they too are showcasing their own form of talent. And then we have the red guys too, trying to do choreography to their favorite hip-hop song. You can take it from anywhere, part of the world, as any song from. And then we have after that day, the next day is what we call the International Carnival Day. So all our visitors, we have like the first people I have here from Italy. It was 2016. I took this clip from 2016. So they will just show us some things we don't know sometimes, or some things that are new, and everyone will be watching them amazed and excited, and sometimes display some things like fire and a lot of things that you see children on the street trying to do the same thing afterwards. Then we have our friends from Spain trying to give us that particular type of dance that we also learn from them. And then we have Caribbeans. They always know they will come, they rush down because they know they have the African origin. So they come and show us many other things that we don't know about, that they have learned over the years in the course of being outside Africa. And then we have our friends from other African countries, the Ghanaians. They always come in large number, and sometimes they outdo the Nigerians because they have the culture. And then we have the other African countries, which I can't list all of them, but I just highlight this other one. So let's move on and ask yourself, okay, the next day, which is the 30th December, that's the one that you won't like to miss, the street party. So you have been watching other people doing their own thing. It's now time, the street is open for everyone to do anything they like. So you see children, you see adults, you see, this one is not competition. So do whatever you like and display your talent, even if it's madness. So you can see this guy is trying to show how flexible his body is. And a lot of people want to say, oh, wow, this is lovely. And, but nobody will give him money for that. But people will, maybe you'll get a good friend, anything goes. And then sometimes some guys who want to be, like, show that they have technological skills, want to display some things that they are trying to work on, maybe to be able to mine petrol. And the last day, that day continues from morning, and towards the night, all of us, everyone will be expected to march down to the UCML stadium, which I showed you at the beginning. So the whole place is filled, and it's like Judgment Day. So who is the winner? And then we are moving, that's the 31st of December, which we enter the new year. So you have met some friends in the course of the week, and then you want to talk to them and everything. And then there will be some professional, they always keep the best for the last day. So this one, they will begin to display some things for everyone to watch this time around towards the end. There's no competition. And then we have this guy is from Ghana, and he can show how he can wear how many numbers of cap at the same time. And then some people try to do all sorts of things. And actually, people do things that every year we see things that are new, because some people go extra mile to be able to master any strange act. And then we have professional musicians too, who will display our favorite African music, which across the continent, and then we can see some shaka shaka. They're trying to play the music of shaka shaka in this, and I think the audio is not working. So let's move on. And then we have the judge, the clear, the winner, and then the night goes on. But the question is this: apart from like when I project African culture, any aspect of African culture, whether art in any conference, international conference, I try to ask them the question that it goes beyond the aesthetic value, but it also has some rationality. So apart from the display of colors and the whole thing of enjoying the festival, I would say that this festival is an embodiment of African mosaic. And by the definition of mosaic, you'll have seen some kind of artwork placed on the wall. You see mosaic like objects that are made from glasses and stone, but they're in different colors and they are placed on the wall, sometimes on the floor. Or you see people wearing all sort of multicolor kind of a thing. The programs, you understand it better when you attend a festival like that, because you see people acting that color out. And then you'll be able to see that when African cultural objects and arts are displayed, it just goes beyond the colors, the patterns, or the contours, or the irregular shapes, or whatever, but it also reflects its rationality. There's references to the videos I actually trimmed from various sources to be able to actually present this. Thank you very much for listening.
Sorry, in the meantime, if anybody has any questions for Augustine about the Calabar Festival, feel free to ask him, and I'll see if I can find some sound.
Okay.
Which team do you support from Battle of the Bands?
Which team?
Do you support a specific team from Battle of the Bands?
Passion.
Oh, do you?
Right.
Oh, that's amazing.
You can see that this has a lot of red, but sometimes you know, the thing about that program is unlike some other festivals, maybe in Lagos or in Calabar, it's peaceful. So nobody will harass anyone for supporting any group. And every team we go, we actually take some money. So some will take more than others, but you get good enough money to pay everyone for their services.
I think I heard you mention accusations of juju at one point.
Yeah.
Maybe you can explain to people what juju is and talk a bit more about that. It could be interesting.
Okay, so if for instance now I just wave my hand and light goes off, and tap it again and light comes up, and you can give a rational explanation and say probably there are some sensors and some things that are done before you enter this place to make the light regulate. But if you don't have explanation for that, what do? You attribute it to maybe something supernatural. Maybe there's some kind of power the person is actually controlling. So that's what I mean by juju. By juju is a kind of, once you can give a scientific explanation for something, you say, no, this one is using juju. I hope that. Okay.
Has anybody got any other questions?
I have a question. Can everybody take part in dancing?
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, even tourists.
Yes.
With the professional dancers as well.
Yes. You know, as I explained, we have different days for different people. So we have a day for the band to compete. We have another day, the next day, for everyone to do whatever on the road. We have International Day. So once they see you, oh, you're a visitor, they will tell you, do you have anything for us? Which country are you from? Do you want to represent? So they want everybody to actually watch you. So you have. But you don't need to even ask for a day. Once you just get there on the road, everyone just wants you to do something and everyone will be clapping for you because you're a white person. It's true. It'll just be excited white person.
Weird funny white person dancing.
Yeah?
In a weird way.
What do you say?
Weird white person dancing in a weird way.
No, it's not actually like that, because I would say that if you look at some of our festivals and the depictment of African culture, you will see them showing bata dance, to do all sort of other previous kind of dance, but all those things are fading off, you know, because our youths are watching movies, they're watching documentaries, they're watching all sorts of things, and they actually want to say, oh, you're like a template of the perfect what should be. So they try to emulate. So you see that these young people, they do choreography to hip hop, to all sorts of things, unlike our own music, which is juju, Afrobeat, is fading up among the youth. And this kind of festival actually encourage the culture, which is the global culture. So it's not strange to them.